And one of the things that until this year was never really always associated with a sport was Apponequet and hockey. They've always had to be part of somebody else's team.
That's
and
right. That's
now
right.
they've finally got a
Bishop
team of
Connolly's.
their own.
That's right. Yeah, New Bedford native Shane Relihan coaching the Lakers, and they got an opening day victory over New Bedford at Hetland on Saturday afternoon. So they are elated, and by the time people view this, they will have had another game. You know, I mean, they know that they're a young program. They're not blessed with a ton of play. They got 15 kids, and they all play. It's a little like the Mighty Ducks. And Relihan plays the part of Emilio Estevez,
which I'm sure he's not afraid of that comparison. But when looking at the team, is it a lot of holdovers from the people that might have played with Connolly, or is it a lot of people just getting into the sport for the first time with a varsity team?
No, they're players. You know, it's a classic South Coast team. You have some really good guys, but there aren't many of them, so they get like basketball minutes almost, and a lot's expected of a few. And there's land of opportunity for anybody who wants to put their best foot forward and work hard and improve as they go. They got a freshman goaltender in there, Moynihan. He did a very nice job staying square to the puck, even though it looked like New Bedford was, you know, hitting him right on the A with every shot. You know, that's also a sign that the goalie knows what he's doing. So, you know, I mean, it's nice to see them now. Their top scorer from last year in the final year that Connolly had the co-op, Ross Dexter, he is, I guess, a Rhode Island kid and went back to play at Mount Hope High School in Bristol. So, which I guess rather than going to Connolly so he could play hockey at Apponequet, you know, he went back to the public school at home. So they got one. Joey Almeida is the lone Connolly kid on the team this year. The Apponequet kids had been each year outnumbering the Connolly kids by more and more leading up to this.
And looking around the rest of the South Coast Conference, is it going to be a strong year across the conference? I know, you know, Old Rochester's been a perennially strong team.
And have started off well. I always expect there's going to be a drop-off because you don't have Derek Clark playing pro-minded defense back. You know, I mean, I don't know. I've seen bigger kids, faster kids, stronger kids than Derek Clark, but that kid was younger brother of Jay Clark, who was the stalwart defenseman at Bishop Stang when they went to the state final in 05. Derek was this kid who was in the shadow of the, you know, like Timmy Matthews was our player of the year. Joey Frade was a strong player before that. Gage Silva's and Brennan Gogan was a point machine. But Derek, when they had him, he was like one of my favorite players to watch because he played the game the way you'd expect a high level player to play it, as far as how he thinks it, where he should be, what he should be doing, that sort of stuff. And you know, and so when you get most of your high school hockey is much more ragged than that. You know, kids sort of more of the pond mentality where if it is a good player, he'll just kind of play bigger than everybody else, you know, and then you know, and then God help him when he gets into that higher level of game if he wants to pursue it and has to play with everybody as good as he is, you know.
And what about teams like Wareham and the other teams that we don't see a lot in this area?
Oh, Wareham, you know, they're not bad. They got a win over New Bedford in New Bedford's second game. Not that beating New Bedford is that big a deal, but Wareham getting a win is a big deal. They're getting a good start is a big deal. So, I mean, because New Bedford is you know, this is the Andrew Medeiros era is over. You know, I mean, one of the top players of the last several years is gone in college now. So, you know, so they're trying to find their soul, so to speak, and they need guys who were supporting character guys last year to step up. Alex Pelikas has to be, you know, just such a big player for them this year, and he's capable of raising his game, but he has to make sure he doesn't get caught up in the emotion and let his game deteriorate from there. The Wareham is young, but they're coming along. You know, Tony Richards started great. You know, he had 5 goals against the Whalers, so they need him and Curtis Garcia. Another classic team, you know, a couple of really skilled kids, and you know, in the supporting cast that means very well, and they have to stay focused and do a good job.
So you mentioned that New Bedford is you know, having a little bit of a rough start to the season, losing to Wareham.
They're rebuilding. There's a lot of kids who, you know, on New Bedford's team last year, the year before especially, you know, would not have gotten any ice time, are now playing. They have 2 girls in the lineup who actually are 2 of their better players mentally, but they are girls, they are small, and while they're skilled, you know, you fear for them a little bit because they might get run over. You know, and it's tough. One's a defenseman, one's a forward. They do okay though. I saw them play Saturday, and for the most part, I was impressed.
And just in the rest of our area, Dartmouth,
They're going to be good. They're Dartmouth is good. They got a heck of a goalie there in McCarthy. You know, Garrett Allen is like he's the David Krejci of South Coast. He's got the
good comparison for you.
He doesn't shoot the puck hard, but he's very, very slippery. And they got Santos up front and the big kid there, Josh Sullivan. You know, they're going to be good. And Stang is probably going to be the best have been since the Jeff Borges years. Like they went to the state final in 2005. The next year, Billy Roach and Josh Anusewicz were gone, but Andrew Parent was back, and so was Jeff Borges, and they went and they also advanced in the sectionals. They didn't win it, but they were good again. This is the best team since that era. You know, it's Chris Andre is one of our finer forwards in the area, maybe the best. We'll see. Nick Colageo, one of our finer defensemen in the area, maybe the best. We'll see. Stang has got other players now. This is going to be the best Stang team we've seen in a while.
If you had to rank, say, the top 3 South Coast hockey teams here in the early going, how would you be able to do that?
Stang, Dartmouth, or Rochester.
So not really too much hesitation there. It seems like
we got 3 halves. I think the rest are battling, and I think the rest are competitive and have some skilled guys. But I think that it's a hard road to hoe for those teams when you have when they're so thin and need so much from so few guys. They need so few guys to hold it together so well. Make sure, you know, have good luck, not have injuries. And you know, whereas old Rochester seems to always have more good guys, and they got Gage Silva, he's a horse and he can play. You know, and he's a good leader, and so they got a good lightning rod for that team, and so far they started well.